Woo, welcome back, traders. I'm just playing. Welcome back, Nio stock investors. Today, we're going to be going over where Nio stock is on the charts. Let's get right into it. Going into, yes, it is that time, Nio Day. Apparently, it's tomorrow. I have no recollection or knowledge on this meeting tomorrow, but what I do know is I know a lot about the chart. And the chart is geared in a very interesting manner that I could say I would expect some kind of bullish catalyst to come out this weekend. And if you saw that bullish catalyst come out, oh my goodness, what a yawn. If you saw that bullish catalyst come out, I would see next week a potential for you to take this full profit target off the breakout into the 200-day weekly EMA at 945 or approximately 940, right? Starting next week open. One thing off the rip is that this week was lower in volume, typically a bad sign off of a breakout, but we know how crazy last week was with volume. As you had a 180 million share offering, raising almost $1 billion in cash. Now, we actually don't know if that offering has been completed yet, and I would expect some kind of news. And if you saw news about that cash offering being done as of Monday, right, or maybe next week, you could see this thing go absolutely ballistic. I mean, like going into $9.60, going into $10, and then I would anticipate that it would wick below and close below the 200-day EMA. But I am anticipating next week for you to see this full range move. But first, it is going to come with a very, very crucial break. A very, very crucial break of 771. 771 is such an important location on this chart and a historical landmark to be remembered. You look back on how you rejected it, pretty nasty actually, back in October of 2024. This was during the first string of rate cuts in which crypto, GameStop, AMC, right? Everything ran during this portion, including Nio itself. Went from $3 up to $7. Very similar to this move right here. Almost identical, right? Almost identical. And in fact, this one actually happened much faster. You see 24, 10, 23. This one's a little bit more drawn out over a period of weeks, which means it is a stronger overall buildup and more volume. I like what I see personally. You're above the 50-day EMA. 50-day EMA in the weekly time frame for an extended period of time. You've tested it and you've traded above it confidently, right? We're now looking for a break of 771. Every single time, I'm not saying I'm a genie, but every single time I have identified a historical resistance or support on this chart, it has either bounced off of it or it has significantly broken it to the upside. And that is what we're looking for. Just one more time, please. Just one more time, please, Nio. Because if Nio breaks 771, guys, you could count this as like a short snap moment. Very similar to what I speak on GameStop. I say this with confidence that on Nio stock, you might absolutely short squeeze into this lagging indicator because this is your next technical area of resistance. You have significant resistance at 957. You have the 200-day EMA lagging behind at 945. And then also, your profit target ends from this bull flag breakout right around that same location. So that is enough technical confluence right there for me to believe that you are going to be seeing $9 in the potential future here. Granted, you have so many gap fills below. You have one here, you have one here, you have one here, right? This thing has been respecting the stair-stepping motion so well. You see stair step, stair step, every move, almost a perfect and symmetrical move. So I would expect this to be no different, right? What I'll be watching is the rejection from these levels. And I'll also be watching very, very closely on the RSI here on the daily time frame, because you've put in, and this is red alert for Nio, you've put in 1, 2, 3 touches now of bearish daily divergence. Typically, stocks do not put in this many accounts, but when they do, when they pop like that, they can see a nasty rejection, right? And so I would be cautious, guys. Of course. But you have a very unique opportunity that if you break this downtrend and you're almost there, you're holding flat off of this touch. If you break this or you retest this band and then you break this, you could see some kind of crazy move on Nio, because you'll not only be in the bull zone, but you will be above this downtrend that has held you back on the RSI, right? So above 771 gets you to 950 or 945, right? Above there, you do have a technical gap fill. At least I believe so. I wonder why that doesn't show on Webull. You like perfectly came back to fill it, I think. Maybe it's on the daily. It is on the daily. Oh, that's hilarious. That is comical. Is it? Am I crazy? I'm not crazy, am I? Am I crazy, guys? I think I'm crazy. So you should have filled that one. Did you fill that one? I'm not crazy. Am I losing it or what? Holy Toledo. You have a gap fill here, guys. This is my first time identifying this gap fill. In fact, you have multiple. You have multiple nasty gap fills here. Nio is starting to look kind of gappy. Oh, buddy. Alrighty, I'm going to be watching that. So Nio did not see that one coming. Has multiple gap fills. In fact, so many, it's actually hard to keep track. I knew about the $27 one. That we knew about. That was well established. But these other ones at 10, 23, and 13 bucks, I was unaware of. So that would be your absolute mega squeeze targets, right? When you're talking about absolutely cooked on the RSI, by the time you get up to $13, you would be around 80 to 90 on the RSI. That is like prime get out moment. That is overheated. That is rocket is on fire. Get out before you capitulate, right? Of course, not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I am just reading what the chart is telling me, guys, and the chart is telling me bullish. You had another higher high, although a red candle. It was on lower volume on the daily going into Nio Day on Saturday, right? So a lot to love from the bulls. I will be interested. I'll be tuning in, and I will be covering exactly what people talk about on said Nio Day so that we can better establish what we would expect from Monday's market open. And I will also be updating you guys on any fundamental changes with the cash raising, because Nio stock can look to gain very, 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 very well fundamentally from this. They've already kind of spoken a little bit more on what they intend to do with the cash, investing it in technology development for the company. And I believe that that is the way to go for Nio stock. Now, if you see this rejection here, you can anticipate a come down to about 630 to 625 to fill this gap, and potentially to test this golden cross here. Now, just the 50 is just rocketing up. So if you came down here, I anticipate you would meet halfway, and that gap fill would be a significant opportunity. Words jumble. Opportunity to add more shares, in which I might look to add more shares, add any shares, right? Not financial advice, guys. Nio stock, those are the levels I'm watching. Those are the gaps I'm watching. Nio looks still very well, still very good. We're going to have to go day by day, week by week, especially as you get into these tops. It is all about what the RSI and the indicators tell you, the candle closes, all that kinds of stuff, guys. Thank you all for tuning in once again. I appreciate how many love comments and support we've been getting on this channel, and I could not be more grateful for each and every single one of you guys. We've been absolutely killing the engagement, and I love every second of it, because the more I get to talk to you guys, the happier I am as an individual, because my passion is this. I love talking stocks. So if you guys have any feedback, any stocks you'd like me to cover, anything really, guys, make sure to drop it below and make sure to share it. I'd like to get more people in here. So I'm covering this every single day, twice a day. So make sure to blow these videos up, guys. But once again, God bless each and every single one of you guys, your families, yourself, your loved ones. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and peace. Woo!